To get started with, in the last class, we have seen 4 use cases. One was with respect to Swiggy, the one of the app which we use on the daily basis. So how the company improved their performance with reporting, that we were able to see. So this report was really helpful for checking the performance and taking one step forward. And after that, we also seen how this lift advertisement makes an impact. So usually whenever you want to do a marketing, this was a unique way of marketing. So this was a second use case which we have seen. And the third one was, how do you attract the investors? Basically, we know that people who are planning for retirement plans as well as the pension plans are over 55 plus. They don't use smartphones. So we gave them a good way of marketing. We started sending them the post, which is nowadays has been gone, but we try to go back to the traditional way of sending the invite. And finally, we have seen the Red Bull. Like Red Bull, there was a special case that we did. They deliberately spreaded all the tins across the different streets. So this is also a different way of marketing strategy, right? Now, with all this, we understand that visualization plays a greater role in all of the business. So whatever we have seen the examples in terms of marketing strategies as well as ideas, in terms of Swiggy reports, everything we have seen that visualization has created a lot of impact, right? So you yourself should know that if you start reading a document, it's very hard for you to remember. But if I ask you some story, some movie, 2017 or 2018, if some famous movie, if I ask you the story, you will remember forever. The reason? The visuals play a greater impact to your brain. So not only as an individual, from the company perspective, whatever you are having in your business, if you are reporting to pictures, visuals, that will have a good impact, right? Now, all of this is what we are going to do with our tool. Which is our tool? We are going to have it as Power BI tool. Okay. So with this, let's talk about another example. You see, there is a table. Now, what does this table do? It has country, and we do have two important features. So one is sales and one is profit. Now, what we need to do for every country, we need to know how much of sales we have made, how much of profit we have made. Now, in this example, if you see, okay, we do have country and we do have sales and profit, but I don't want to see as a table. We are come to a stage in our career where no more tables, everything has to be visualized. Now, if I show this table with this chart, now this is good enough to make decisions. But if you observe carefully, there is some small mistake that has happened. Can you think and tell me what is that?
Country name is
Country.
What is wrong in country name?
one is capital letter USA, one is small letter USA, and UK U dot K and small letter UK.
Okay, so what's that creating a problem? No problem, right?
So it is a different format. Either we need to use normal UK or U dot K or small letter UK.
Okay, if you observe the visual, here if you see US, USA, USA, US, you see 4 different visuals which could have been avoided. So what we are going to do, we know that the country name is not consistent. Let's do some data cleanup. So what we are going to do, we are going to replace this table into a normalized table where we do some sort of data cleaning. So what we do, we standardize U.S or USA or US, all the things we standardize. Now this is called a bit of data cleaning and data improvement. Now all of this, we cannot go back to the client and say, boss, the data you have given is wrong. Can you correct this and give? No. it's our responsibility to do the data cleaning as well. Now, the first thing in the last class, what we have understood is your roles and responsibility includes you have to give the ideas, strategies, improvements, and you need to make sure you use the right charts. Right? That's what's your first roles and responsibilities. The second roles and responsibility, if you see, the data which you give, it may not be consistent. It may have some special characters. It may have some abnormalities. It may have some abnormal values. You may have to go and do some data cleaning. Now, today we are discussing about your second roles and responsibility. That is, you have to do a data cleaning. Now, definitely you will get help from the some other team as well, but at least you should be knowing how to make the data consistent, right? So this is your second responsibility. Once you receive the data, you have to start cleaning up the data. Okay. Now, post this, we'll see some of the important point that we need to remember with respect to data. Okay. So before even I talk about this data, I just wanted to inform you another information. KSR is hiring new trainers. Anyone interested? And this is a requirement for us. No formal degree, no document proof. We don't need any certification from you. No degree, even if you're a 10th standard or a 12th standard person, will still take you as a trainer. We just need a decent communication because we need you to explain to the students, right? So obviously we need a decent communication, and no interview, no background. We are not going to do any background checks. Anyone interested?
Yes.
Sorry, I speak for which
I'm also
techno?
interested.
Any technology, you whatever you know Java, you know SQL, you know .NET, you know some like Excel, or like for freshers, you know how to teach maths, or you want to know you want to teach aptitude, anything, we are hiring. Are you interested?
Yes, I would like to know the details.
Okay. Now, yeah, tell
Yes,
me.
please. If
Okay.
you can send us the details and like where we can forward a resume, maybe there's something
Your resume
you
also
guys
not
are looking.
required. We don't need your resume.
Okay.
We don't need your resume. We don't need your background. We don't need any of your documents. We don't even ask your Aadhaar card or a PAN card. You just, if you are ready to teach, we'll take you. Okay. But
Okay.
there are 7 points which is mentioned on the screen. But I'll tell you, there are 2 more points. Okay. There are 2 more points that we really focus on. Let me tell you what is at 8th and 9th point. If you are able to do this 9 points, if you're eligible for this 9 points, please reach out to our team. You will definitely get hired. But I'll tell you, what is the 8th point? You just need to take one session as demo, and it will be 1 hour session. Okay, you just need to take 1 hour session. That's your interview process. We are not going to ask you some questions. Usually what happens in interview, we ask questions, right? You will check, okay, whether you are really skilled or not. We test it. But here, no interview process. Just you need to take 1 hour session, right? And the last point is, we'll just bring 2 people to the session. Okay, one will be 5-year-old kid, and one will be 60-year-old person. This will be the 2 audience that we will be getting into your class. That 1 hour, whatever you teach, the 5-year-old kid should also understand. The 60-year-old person should also understand. The class should be so interactive that they should never feel bored. They should never get irritated. They have to sit in the class with patience for 60 minutes, and they should not sleep. If you're able to make these 2 people understand, then welcome to KSR. You will be hired.
Just one question, sir. Like, if someone is from non-IT background, are you still hiring?
No, I'm just giving an example here. The way we look for trainers here is If you can able to convince a 5-year or a 60-year-old person, then you can get hired, irrespective of whatever it is, technical, non-technical, whatever it is.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone still interested?
Yeah, I am.
I'm also interested, Santosh.
Do you think the ninth point is easy?
Yes.
I think I can do it, yes.
Really? 1 hour. 1 hour you need to make sure that they are active, concentrating, focused. They have to sit in the class, listen, and they have to understand what you're speaking, both 60 years as well as 5 years old kid. Is it really possible?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well, can you tell me what is the strategy behind KSR's hiring? Why the 9th step is skipped? Can anyone tell me? What is the purpose of doing that?
To make sure the classes are more interactive and keep retaining the students.
No.
Because people from non-IT background will also be there, so even
Okay.
they have to understand.
Partially correct.
Someone who is experienced and someone who is least experienced in some respective technology or something, they should be able to grasp it and understand the session. So that's the 5-year kid and 6-year.
Anyone with zero knowledge can also understand.
Okay. Let me tell you what is the strategy behind KSR's hiring. If you can make understand 5-year-old kid and 60-year-old person, then 100% whoever is aged between this group will definitely understand what you're saying, and that's the trust that we have on the trainers. Agree? So that means, can I agree the age of you will definitely be between 50 and 60? So if we can make understand a 5-year-old kid and a 60-year-old person, then it is 100% you can make anyone. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Let's
Yes,
talk about
actually.
let's talk about the hiring process later. I just wanted to give this example because recently we hired one KSR trainer. Okay. So what we see is, after the new trainer came into picture, we observed that the performance of students is increasing, right? So let's see, a new trainer is hired in KSR. We see that students' performance have changed. John have a percentage increase of 15%. Julie and Carol have a good performance too, with an increase of 6%, and Tom 11%, Carol 6%. So obviously the performance is increased. Okay, so that means initially John was scoring 70%. Now after the trainer came into picture, he is scoring 85%. So Tom was scoring 69%, and after the new trainer, now he's scoring 80%. Okay, so like this, we can see the percentage of students is increased. Okay, now with this, I wanted to check whether this trainer is really suitable for us. So for that, what we did, we actually took the average performance of all the students, right? We took the average. So what is the average? How do you calculate the average? How much of each student has performed, and just divided by the total number, we'll get the average. And when we see the average performance from that particular trainer has actually went down by 1%. Can I say that this trainer is not effective? Can we come to this conclusion?
No.
Why? You can see
No.
the overall average is down.
No, so only one person is minus 56. Rest all are plus, right? So that one person is going down means we cannot judge the trainer. They have not given a better performance.
See, overall, I have to see the performance, right? Overall, it's down, right?
So overall it is down, but most probably single person has given a plus point. I mean, plus 15, plus 11 and all, right? Only one person have 15. Does not mean that he's not performing well, right?
Okay.
Sometimes the candidate might have less performance or something due to unwell or some personal reason. So he might not have performed well or etc. But rest of majorly the candidate have performed well and they have scored nice, right?
Okay. Now, if you observe carefully, that's a very good observation. Everyone has performed well except this guy. Okay, so I cannot come to judgment just because of that one person. We need to see the performance of all the other students. So what I did, when I considered all the 6 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, when I considered all the 6 students, I can see the overall performance was down by -1%. Well, ideally, I cannot rule out that the trainer has not performed, because when I take the one more calculation, if I'm taking without Sam, the trainer has performed better in terms of performance. So if I don't include Sam, we see that we have a 10% improvement to the student's performance. Now, just because of that one data point, see what is the percentage changes is happening. From -1, it is coming to 10%. Now, that is where you need to be very conscious about every single data point that is you're seeing on the screen. So what could have happened to that particular person? Maybe he was not well. He did not perform well on that exam or an assessment day. So maybe his performance is low. But it's not about the trainer fault. We need to have the complete analysis. Every single point, data point is a key, whether to consider or to not consider. What is the corrections that we make? Every single point, you have to be very, very conscious, and your observation analysis is the root of the decisions. Never ever believe on assumptions. If someone is saying, oh, you can just leave it, no, you need to have the proof for that. Why are you leaving that? Why is that you are leaving the SAM's data? You need to have the proof. So please always do remember, if you are doing any reporting, your observation analysis is a key step. Okay, now I'll give a small example. Okay, hope you remember the importance of data at least after listening to the story. Okay, I come from a family where we focus main on agriculture and farming. Okay, so I'm the only graduate in my family. My grandparents, my uncle, my aunt, everyone is actually doing agriculture. Okay, they are doing farming. So we somewhere in the South India, we do take care of agriculture. That's our main occupation, I would say, family occupation, right? So everyone will have their own family occupation, right? So my own family occupation is agriculture. You just have one time meal. It could be a lunch or it could be a dinner. One time you have food with a farmer. Okay. One time you have food with farmer, like you sit with them and you eat food. Okay. Eat food with them. By chance, you just waste one grain of rice on your plate. What is the consequence? What is the consequence? You just waste one grain of rice on your plate when you're having food with your farmer. What is the consequence? Have you all got this experience before? Anyone? No one? If you waste one grain of rice on your plate, what will be the consequence? What will happen when you're eating food with the farmer?
They might explain like whatever the effort they have put to grow those grains and all.
Okay. Anything else? Literally, they will scold you. Yes, they'll start explaining how much of efforts we have taken to grow this. It has went for refining, and again it has gone back to the shop, and from shop it has come to your house. From your house it has, while washing, it could have been washed out, but still that rice has been written on your plate to enter in your plate. And why are you wasting this? You get this explanation completely from a farmer. Yes, have you all experienced this?
Yes, sir.
Well, for a farmer, every single grain of rice is important as what they feel. I can completely relate to a data analyst. Every single data point is like a single grain of rice for you. You can either waste it nor you can ignore it. What is that one thing which you can make it impactful? I know SAM record is not useful here, but at least I need to know what happened to that record. That is what is important. And I'm telling you, every single grain of rice is equivalent to every single data point in our data analytics. Never ever ignore without explanation. You cannot just ignore it. You have to tell why I'm not including Sam. Because I can consider him as a out of our analysis. Everyone else is performed. Just because of him, our performance is going down. So I'm keeping him on the side. I'm not considering him for the analysis because the entire analysis is going on toss. Now that type of detailed analysis is really required if you are working as a data analyst. Okay. Now we have seen about what is our role, and today we have seen that we have to focus on the data cleaning, and now we need to understand the importance of data. Now all of this, where can I do? Well, welcome to Power BI. Here all of this we can do it in one tool. If you want to do data cleaning, Power BI says, boss, I am there. If you want to analyze the data, boss, I am there. If you want to visualize and convert that data into report, yes, I am there. Who is that? And it's none other than Microsoft's superstar. We call it as Power BI. The tool is so powerful, as the name implies. It's so powerful, and the Power BI can do everything for you. It can convert your data into insights. It can convert into your analyzing the reports. It can do all of the data cleaning, data corrections, and all of these checks, what we had in the SAM, right? The SAM record, all the checks we can make it, we can figure out, we can do the data validation, everything you can do. Well, that's the beauty of this tool. And that is what we are going to learn in our course. Okay, so with this Power BI, we internally have 4 components. Okay, in our session, we are going to complete all 4 in detail. This 4 components is really going to help us for doing all our reporting. One person is going to take care of the data cleaning. One person is going to take care of the data cleaning. One person is going to help you in visualization, like charts. Okay, one person is going to have the data consistency and data organizing. And one person is going to help in order to share the reports. You can share the reports. Okay, like this, we do have each one taking their own responsibility in order to do our complete end-to-end. Within Power BI, we have 4 to 5 components. All of this, just remember it, but in detail, we will be seeing in our course. Okay, now with this tool, we can do the data cleaning, data organization, charts, visualization, reports, sharing, everything you can do. And that is why it is so powerful. I can simply call it as this is the best BI tool in the market. But now you may have the question, we have so much of technology in this world. Is this the only tool which can do? Definitely not. There are a lot of other tools in the market. There are a lot of other tools in the market. We do have Tableau, we do have Power BI, we do have Oracle, SAP, MicroStrategy, Domo. We do have almost 30 plus. Okay. Now, in this, you have to start deciding now why I'm taking only Power BI. There are a lot of other tools in the market. Why don't I use that? Why don't I use Tableau? Why don't I use Domo? You yourself should have a question to me. Come on, we are learning data analytics. In data analytics, all of these tools can do the same work like what Power BI is doing. We can clean the data, we can transform the data, we can visualize the data. All of this can do. But question to you is, why are we using only Power BI?
Open
right?
source.
Open source, okay. Everything else is also open source. And in fact, we have to pay for every tool because it's not free. For every of the tool we have to pay. So I cannot call it as open source. Maybe the software is open source, but if you want to publish it, definitely you need some license. So obviously every tool is licensed. Okay.
It was recognized by a Gartner.
Okay. Let's see why this Power BI is on top.
Better features.
Yeah. So let's see why this Power BI is on top. Okay. Now there is a company You would have seen in your reels and all, right? I keep seeing watching this reels, right? There is a person, you know what he does? He will take a Samsung phone and he'll take an iPhone and he will drop it in the fire and he will drop it in the water and he will run a vehicle on that and he will see which is powerful, which is non-breakable. He'll drop it from the first floor and say which is breaking, which is not breaking. So this type of comparison you would have seen somewhere in reels. Have you seen it? Yes. He will drop two phones right from first floor. He will put it in fire. He'll put it in water, right? This person, when he's usually comparing the products, there is a company called Gartner. There is a company called Gartner. Now, this company called Gartner, their only work is comparison. Okay, their only work is comparison. In our family also, we do have always relatives. You know why? They start always comparing with others. Yes or no? The biggest challenge everyone will have is your family members. They always compare. That guy is earning this much, you are earning only this much. That guy has got first rank, you have got fifth rank. So obviously comparison will come, right? So there is a company called Gartner. Their only work is to compare. Their only work is to compare, nothing else. So like this, they have done this comparison. Okay, so they have done this comparison. Now, if you see all the 30 tools in the screen, that what we had in the previous screen, all these 30 tools is been displayed on this some graph. Okay, now in this graph. Now, I will give you a minute time. You tell me what is happening. Okay, now imagine this is a race. This is a race. Okay, so this is a race. This is the starting point of the race. So imagine this is a race. And for this race, all the 30 plus tools are participating. And this is a finish line. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes time. I want to hear from you what you have understood from this race. What you observe. It's a race where 30 tools are running for finishing line. What you observe?
Microsoft is in lead.
In a
What
race,
else?
there is a lot of futures, challenges, visionaries. In all of that, Microsoft is the leading one.
Okay. See, it's a very
Yes,
simple graph. I'm asking what is your thoughts on this. That's it. There's nothing challenging here. I'm just asking from this graph, what is your takeaway? Microsoft is first. Okay, that's the first
Microsoft
insight.
is the best.
What else? Tableau is second. What else?
And others are they're staying very back compared to Microsoft and Tableau.
Okay. What else? Okay. See, that's the difference between a person who knows analytics and person who doesn't know analytics.
They face more challenges.
Okay. Okay. I asked you some insights about this. You just give me 3 points. The first point you said Power BI is on first. Tableau is on second. This is what you say. Now, if I show the same graph to a person who knows analytics, you know what he will tell? You know what he will tell? Now, I'm the person who knows analytics. Now, the way I get the information from this chart, it's a chart. It's a visual, right?
Yes.
The difference is how you present this. You're just saying Power BI is on top, my Tableau is on second. You know what I will do now? Listen carefully. I would say that this is a 0th position of the race, 100 positions of the race. This is a halfway mark, 50% of the race. Can I say 28 tools were not even able to complete the 50% of the race?
Yes.
That's the insight. That's the story I'm expecting from you. Right? Can I say almost 10 tools have collapsed in the starting itself? Almost 10 tools have collapsed in the starting itself?
Yes.
Can I come to that point?
Yes.
That's the story I'm looking for. Now, that's the difference between a person who knows analytics and person who doesn't know analytics. Forget about all the other charts, business and all. I am here to help you understand what are the stories and insights you can bring from this chart. You just told me Power BI is on top, but what is my thoughts? I can talk about 100 points from this chart itself. Now that's a skill you need to learn as a Power BI developer. You need to know how to bring up the story, how you need to take up the insights. Now all this, not everyone will know. The person who know analytics will start analyzing. Okay, there is only 2 tools who have crossed the 50% of the race. And most of the tools have started collapsing in the first 25% of the race. Now that is what I'm expecting from you. So going forward, if I show you any visual, I need you to think out of box and tell me all these insights. Now that's where you improve your analytics logic knowledge. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Now you people are wondering, come on, dude, we are already in 2024 and you're showing 2020 report, right? So you're wondering, what is this? Why this Gartner 2020 is there? Well, let me tell you, there is a report that I'm going to show you what happened right from the beginning of Power BI introduction. Okay. Let me tell you, Power BI came into the market in 2015 and we are in 2024. So the age of Power BI is 9 years. Okay. So the age of Power BI is 9 years. Now, let's see how and where was Power BI placed in every single year. In 2015, where they were placed in the Gartner report, 2016, 17, 18, 19, every single year we'll start checking where it stands at. Okay. The first is 2015. Now, 2015, when Power BI was launched, in fact, I was not even able to identify. That is why I've marked this. That is why I've marked. Okay, I'm actually from a localite. I'm from Bangalore. So in Kannada, we usually keep saying something like, when you're one among the others, we call it as Gumpal Govinda. Have you heard this statement?
Yes.
Yes. What do you tell in Telugu?
Yes.
Same.
Gumpal Govinda.
Gumpala
What do you tell in Telugu?
Gumpala Govindam.
Gumpala Govinda. What do you tell in Tamil? Any Tamil people here? Any Hindi people? What do you tell this? In Kannada, I'll say Gumpal Govinda. But in other languages, I don't know. What do you say in Tamil? Anyone? Okay. Hindi? Come on, dude. We are in India. In Hindi? Anyone? Seems like there is no Hindi people here. Just like that, I was not able to identify where was Power BI. Where was Microsoft Power BI? I was not able to identify. It is like one among the others. This happened in 2015. And that is why I've highlighted where exactly it is located. And in 2015, Tableau was on top. Okay. Now, in 2016, your Microsoft Power BI got separated from the other tools. Your Microsoft Power BI got separated from the other tools. Now it is clearly visible. It is not one among the others. It is separated tool. But still it is not on top. It is still not on top. It is within 1 year, it was able to overcome the challenges. It moved away from the other tools. It was not just like another tool. It has so much of user-friendly features. It got separated. When did this happen? 2016. And 2017, it became a challenger to Tableau. It overcome the other tools. Now it is in the second position. It was almost like equivalent to Tableau. When did this happen? 2017. In 2018, nothing much difference. It was started to compare with the Power BI with Tableau. So it was both on same level. And 2019, your Microsoft Power BI become one of the market leader among the BI tools. When did this happen? 2019. And after 2019, we keep saying that the rest is history. The rest is history. Here, if you see her, we were talking about Tableau, but everyone started speaking about Microsoft's Power BI. 2020, it was still maintaining the first position. 2021, the distance between Tableau and Power BI got wider and wider. Right? It got wider and wider. The difference between Tableau and Power BI got wider and wider. Now they have come to a stage where no one else can beat the performance of Power BI. This happened in 2021. 2022, your Tableau started to join hands with another tool called Salesforce. So there was another BI tool called Salesforce. So Salesforce and Tableau, they started to become closer. Their only goal was to overtake Microsoft, but even though after joining hands with the Salesforce, which did not happen. So this happened in 2022. And 2023, let's see what happened in 2023. In 2023, last year, we still see that Microsoft is on top. Now, the first assignment for you people, we have already got 2024 Gartner report for BI analytics. I want you to research and tell me, in 2024, did the pattern change? Did Power BI lose its original position? Are we still on top? Can you all
No.
research and tell me tomorrow? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wantedly, I have not been showing 2024. Usually 2024, March or April, they'll release that report. We have already got for 2024, but I will not show you what happened in 2024. I want you people to go back, browse it, search it, and tomorrow you need to tell me, do we have the same Microsoft Power BI on top or not? This is your first assignment for this batch. Okay. Now, this is all about the Gartner report. Okay, so we have compared all the years. And we have come to a conclusion that Gartner is a company. See, we can blindly trust them. You know why? Because their only work is comparison. Okay, so what they have done? They have given the confirmation like, boss, even in 2024, 2023, Power BI is on top. Now, but always you need to remember that this Microsoft is there, right? Do you think Microsoft will be worried about all the other tools? Hey, what if they also come near me? What if they also like be a competitor to me? Do you think Power BI will worry about that? Have you ever observed in a classroom, the first rank student is always afraid of the last benches and last rank students?
Yes.
Listen to my question. Have you ever observed the first rank student is always fear about the last rank students and the last benchers?
No.
No.
No. No.
But your first rank student will always keep an eye on
Second rank.
second rank student, right? So Power BI, even today, they're very conscious. They're not conscious about other tools. Even if you keep a ladder, it will not match. But they are always worried about the second rank, which is nothing but Tableau. So they still keep adding lot of features. Tableau is also improving. Lot of features has been added. They're joining hands with Salesforce. Lot of things is happening in the market, right? With all this, we still see that your Microsoft is on top and it continues to be on top at least for next 4-5 years. That guarantee I can give you. Okay, being part of the Microsoft family, I understand what is the efforts they are taking in order to improve this tool. So definitely Microsoft will be one among the best tool, at least for the next 5 years. If you ask me, do we have the growth of Power BI? Definitely yes. But the problem is a lot of people know this. If you want to be effective, you have to think out of the box in terms of insights, right? See, let's say all of us are learning Power BI, but who is going to be effective? One who can become a better data storyteller. Your clients cannot think. You have to start showing them, boss, this is what the chart says. This is what is happening. 50% of the tools have not even, 28 tools have not even crossed 50%. Lot of tools have collapsed in the starting itself. Like this, you need to talk about products. What you say, this product is the highest sales. This product, not even 50% of the people are buying. Lot of products have not made any sales. Like this, you need to start building the story. So data storytelling is a very, very key important skill if you want to develop your analytics knowledge. Okay, so this is the first point. Now, next point, as I've told you, it is always a competitor for Tableau. So let's start comparing Power BI versus Tableau. And as I told you, this is a Google trend, which you go and search the word, you will easily able to get who is searching, how many times you're searching, and who is using, which are the companies they're using. If you see all the companies who are searching, and you see in the last 5 years, we see that the Power BI growth has steadily increased, whereas if you see the Tableau searches, not that great. Okay, when I say this is growth, that means more people would have installed, more people would have come up with the documentation, issues, fixing, installations, all those would have happened. And you can see your Tableau is actually stable, whereas your Power BI is always having the trending line. And you see that it has already overcome the Tableau in terms of search, issues, fixes, installations, documentations, and research everywhere. Your Power BI has on been top. And it's always necessary to compare your first rank student with a second rank student. So let's play a football game. Okay, so imagine this is a football game. In the football game, if two teams haven't scored any goal in the first half, second half, as well as extra time, how do you decide the winner? How do you decide the winner? If two teams have not scored any goals in the first half and second half, how do you decide the winner? Seems like no one watches football. Have you heard about something called penalty shoot?
Yeah, penalty.
Right? So each player will be allowed to hit a free kick into the goal, and whoever hit the goal, definitely that will be counted. Okay, so let's play a penalty shoot. 0:0. 0:0. Let's play a penalty shootout. Okay, the first shootout. Your Tableau is capable of only 24 charts. Where Power BI is capable of 30 plus. It's almost now 35 plus. Okay, so we see your Power BI as a upper hand. So the goal says 0:1. Okay, next, if you want to come up with some additional charts, you have to write some extra code for it in Tableau. See, I'm comparing only the first rank and second rank because these people have the power to reach the first place, not about all the other tools. There is no need to compare all the other tools. Now here in Tableau, if you want some more charts, you have to write some lengthy code and you have to write some coding, and next process is that. But here you can get additionally 250 charts, like almost if you include this 300 charts, you can get it without coding. So the second goal is also posted by Power BI. Now, if you want to do a Power BI, if you want to do a reporting, whether you do it in Tableau or you do it in Power BI, you have to get the data from outside. The client will share you over Excel, CSV, database, lot of things will be there. You have to get the data from the outside. If you want to get the data from outside, in that case, it supports 77 data sources. This supports 99 data sources. One more time, this is also on top. So the score is 0:3. Next, as I've told you, data cleaning is very, very important step in your reporting. It has a built-in ETL tool, extract, transfer, load tool, which can do the data cleaning. But here, no built-in tool. you have to do the data cleaning outside and then you have to bring it to Power BI. Sorry, Tableau, right? So in Tableau, you don't have any additional tools. You have to do the data cleaning outside and then you have to bring it to Tableau. Whereas Power BI says, boss, don't worry, I am there to do the data cleaning also. So definitely this also has the upper hand. So 0:4. Now, if you want some additional calculations, if you want to have some additional report, it supports around 180 functions, but this supports 300 plus functions. So I can say that this is also an additional information. And if you want to see the pricing, because pricing is very important, so 70 USD. Okay, so 70 USD means this is actually per user per month. Okay, the pricing what they have given is per user per month. So per user per month means assuming that as of today the USD price is 80 rupees, 80 into 70, you have to pay 5,600 rupees for one person for 1 month. Whereas here 80 into 10, 800 rupees. So I would say your Power BI is cheaper. So 0:6. Now, what is a data that you can use it in your Tableau or Power BI for doing a reporting? And unfortunately, Power BI has a bit of lower end. It can store up to 100 terabytes, but here the data is unlimited. Finally, they have one additional point than Power BI, but this is not a blocker. This is not a blocker. With only this small point, I cannot ignore Power BI. Power BI is good for 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, I would say your Power BI is on top. So with this, I can come to a conclusion that, well, among Tableau and Power BI, it's time for us to move to Power BI for reporting. 9 out of 10 times, it's always better. And don't worry about the storage, because for that also they have workaround. How to store more than 100 terabytes? They still have it. 100 terabytes is first of all a huge data. Even after that, if you still have it, you will have a method to store it. So today we are coming to a conclusion that we are going to do reporting. Are we going to do in a Tableau? Are we going to do in a Power BI? Out of 30 tools, we had a race. Only 2 tools was running for the race. And among this, today I've come to a conclusion that why are we teaching Power BI? And now the question also is answered. Why are we not teaching Tableau? 6 out of 7 things we see that Power BI is on top. Is that clear? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. With that, we also see that it was launched on July 24th, 2015. It's a very, very new tool. And most importantly, even for the presentation which I'm presenting and you people are watching it, I have n number of presentation tools that we get it in Google, but I'm using Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation, your Outlook, Teams, your CSV files, Excel files, your presentation, everything what we are using is a Microsoft product. And you know what? There is nothing to talk about Microsoft. A brand is always a brand. Google is a brand. Amazon is a brand. Microsoft is a brand. A brand is always a brand, and very proud to say that your Power BI is also a Microsoft product, and that is why there is not even a single point I can talk about the data security as well as the negatives. There is nothing to think about all this. Power BI is always on top because it is one of the coming from the branded company. Anytime it's been 50 years, we still see that they maintain the brand. Microsoft is always a brand. And that is one of the reason why we are switching from all the reporting to Power BI. Okay. And there are a lot of companies, there are lakhs of companies who are actually using Power BI. But there are some of my friends who are working here, they used extensively. And that's why we have given some of the company names which they use extensively Power BI. Not only this, there are lakhs of companies who are using for, in fact, even KSR is using. When KSR is using how many students got placed, how many students did not get placed. So all of this, they are also tracking. Okay, so with this, we will see the report which you see on the screen. The report which you see on the screen is built with the help of Power BI, and it is built without even writing a single line of code. And in the next 1 month, 1.5 month, you will be able to do this reporting single-handedly without anyone's help. Each one of you in this group will be able to do this report. And that's the promise from KSR. We will make you, each one of you, to understand which chart I have to use, at what scenario I have to use, when should I go with line chart, when should I go with bar chart, when should I go with all this charts, when should I go with all these numbers, what should I add here, what should I add here. Every single information you will be able to do it. And this report is an example that we have been shown is one of the student who has done in the previous batch. He doesn't know anything. He is coming from a non-coding background. He is like a very much a fresher who has just passed out from the college. And when he is able to do it, why can't we do it? And that's what we are going to train you. We are going to train you in building this report single-handedly. And that will be our main objective of this course. Okay, but as I've told you, we have some limitations. We have some limitations in Power BI as well, where it comes to a storage. We know that the only one point where Power BI was not capable of doing was that 100 terabytes. But except that, it is one of the excellent tool. So just because I can teach Power BI, do you think I can teach 24/7? Is it possible? Definitely no. At one point of time, you will have a burden. The same thing, just because your Power BI is a beautiful tool and an excellent tool, does it mean that you can overload it? Does it mean that it can carry all the heavy lifting? Can we do for everything? Definitely not. We will try to reduce the burden. In order to reduce the burden, what we will do is, we will see what is the limitations of the data that we can store here. And with this, what is an additional tool that we are going to learn? Only Power BI will not get you the job. I'll tell you upfront, only with Power BI, you will not get job. We want to make you understand why you have to learn the other tools as well. If you have joined this course that only with this I'll get a job, I can clearly say, I'm sorry, you cannot get it. Because anyone can do reporting. You have to learn additional tools. So in the next class, we will explain you why you have to learn cloud. Azure is a cloud. With this cloud, how can you make your profile effective? By learning all these 4 skills, SQL, Power BI, Azure, and Fabric, we will help you understand what is a end-to-end, how we can connect the dots, and how can we portray it as a data analytics, and how can we crack the job opportunities. Okay, so today we have spoke a lot about Power BI. In the next class, we'll speak about cloud. And then we'll start with the actual syllabus. We will start learning from SQL. That will be the end of today's session. Any questions?
Yes, Santosh, I have a small question.
Yes.
As you said, Gartner is the like only one which used to compare the Power BI, which is the leading company, right? Is there any other tool which we can compare Power BI with the other things like Tableau?
See, a lot of companies will always obviously compare before usage. Even I do it. Tomorrow I get any project. For that particular project, I'll start comparing the pricing, performance, how much of data, how much of calculations, how much of chart. But the Gartner's only role was for comparing. So we blindly follow them. Internally also we will do. But if you ask me specifically, is there any other tool? No. Gartner is one which usually compares the tools.
And I have one more doubt. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to teach Tableau as well?
No. This course is completely for Power BI.
Okay.
That is why I've given you reason, right? All this time I was talking about why we are not learning Tableau. The last 30 minutes I completely explained is all about why are we not using Tableau? Why are we going with Power BI?
Yeah, got you. But the thing was, in the mic, what is that? In the Google Trends, it's showing the Tableau is also one of the
Not exactly.
right
It can see
thing.
that
Yeah.
it's a stable one. If you see here, it's a stable line. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. So that's it. It's not something which is improving. People are using it, but not more than Power BI.
For example, let's say I worked in a company, and previously even I worked as an IT procurement. So when in my organization, right, there is a request for Power BI 90 and hardly 5 to 6 for Tableau, and there are some other visualization tools also is there like ClickView, ClickSense, and Netastra. There is a TCS own one. So Power BI we will get almost 90, and it will take hardly 30 minutes to install Power BI in the user system. But when they requested for Tableau, immediately we need to send an email to their manager, and is really required, and I need an explanation why we need to buy a Tableau, because it's almost 2000 USD. So 4 years back, now it might be it's increased. At that time, it's costing itself for 2000 USD. Why we can't work with the Power BI? What is the reason to use only Tableau? Power BI
Okay.
comes at less price, right? So Tableau we are using with a high huge data or something, depends on, but an average wise, Power BI you're using. In a common example, where you are staying actually in Bangalore or Hyderabad?
I was in the UK right now.
UK. So in UK, common cars will be there, right? Like BMW versus like a local any Toyota cars.
Yes,
So which one you are going to see more?
the normal one as compared to the
Right.
Benz.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for their requirement, Toyota is enough for them, right? But compared
Yes.
to Toyota, yes, BMW is a good car. Similar like compared to Power BI, maybe Tableau some point of it's a very good one. But our requirement, Toyota cars are enough, right? Or Chevrolet
Yes.
maybe. Similar way here also.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. I have two questions.
Yes, sure. Absolutely.
So the first question is, are we gonna be having access to Power BI to like practice on our own space, like through you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to
And is
provide a
there
Power BI license, and like a supreet@ksr.com. That domain mail ID will help you to work on all advanced charts as well, not only basics.
and is there any system requirement for that particular software to be in our system?
Like that, but any i5 laptop is enough.
Okay. Okay. The second question is related to the storage. When you said that Tableau has unlimited and Power BI has 100 TB, then I just for my knowledge, how the corporates really sort this out, because the big data all
That's
wants
the
to get
reason.
stored in.
So 90% of their requirement is Power BI is enough. When they need a huge data to handle it, at that time they will go for Tableau.
Okay.
So
Just to add on, that's why we are also learning cloud. So I've told you there is a limitation in Power BI. For that, we are going to use Azure Data Factory. So since the data is going to be in on-prem, maybe we had a problem, and now we are, that's what I said, right? We are going to learn about cloud. So the complete course, we are going to see where the data we are getting, what type of reporting we are doing, and how are we going to leverage this in the cloud. So to answer your question, how the companies are handling the data, we are handling in the cloud.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The Microsoft SQL are
SQL, any SQL is almost 95% similar kind of queries, but here we are using MySQL. Yes, Microsoft SQL, Postgres SQL, Oracle SQL, almost 95% is a similar commands only. Here we are for a change, we are using MySQL here. So in a different organization, depends on that, they might be using different SQLs, but it won't make much change here. Almost same.
and Python.
Python here we are not teaching. This course is a purely designed for no coding, without coding a data analyst or BI developer. If you want additionally to make more Power BI Python, you can learn from our data science course. Only Python you can join there.
Okay. Sir, total how many hours duration it is?
It will go for around 150 hours total course. SQL, Power BI, Azure, and Fabric together. It may go for more than 150 hours.
Okay, sir.
Because why we are taking these much, maybe most of the cases you can see it's Power BI for 45 hours, 45 days or something. Here reason you have to be equal to a 3 to 5 years of work experience guy. That much of knowledge we have to share with you. And that's the reason Santosh is taking more with examples, because Power BI is related to a storyteller.
Sir.
When you know more examples, when you enter into the more clarity, right, then you will get a better confidence.
Yep.
That's the reason. Like example, just a few minutes back, we were discussing about why not Tableau, why Power BI only, right? It's a small example, then it will be easy to understand. So we will get to know, right? Similar way.
Sir, can we get recordings also?
Each class, once a live completed, you will get a record in our application itself. Even I shown in the last class also. You can log into our website, datavision.com or ksrdatavision.com. Also, we have an application both in Android and iOS. You can install app. Once class is completed, maybe hardly in another 1 hour, you can able to see the record as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, guys?
Sir, one more last. Is there any particular timings?
Now the batch is 7 to 8:30. Actually, we are planning 7 to 8:30. First 1 week might be it 1 hour only. After that, we will increase the time to 1.5 hours every day.
Every day. Yes. And Sunday, is there any?
Saturday, Sunday will be holiday, Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, you can spend time to practice more.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, I have a question offline. You can turn off the recording. I have an offline question, sir.
Okay. Yeah, guys, anyone have questions?
Sir, I was just asking assignments. How many assignments we can expect?
Assignments every day you can expect as an assignment. Don't wait for an assignment need to give by Santosh separately. Example, tomorrow might be he was explaining about Azure. Day after tomorrow he will explain about SQL and installing the SQL. You have to install on the day itself with the SQL. For sure, you will get a doubt. You have to raise your doubts like I'm not able to install, I'm getting this issue. Similar way, every day, whatever he was doing practice. So first 4-5 lessons only, like it's more with the theoretical. Once entering into, there is no PPTs. Directly we are entering into the SQL, we are utilizing the how to use commands and all. So regularly you will get assignments, and forcefully also there are some assignments like we will make it as a target. You have to finish all these assignments and all, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So regularly, any doubts you got also, we are going to be explained there itself, and we are going to discuss in the group itself. There is a separate WhatsApp group also we will create there, right? So there you can able to post any queries if you have. Example, let me share my screen. You can see one. So this is one of the old WhatsApp recently going on batch. So maybe don't worry about I'm saving the numbers to remind. So what are the posts we are Santosh given assignments and all they are posting, and we are discussing how many people actually completed their assignments and all. So with the names, this is the 15th assignment, something like this. And if anyone stuck also, they can discuss there itself. We are sharing even interview questions also, right?
Okay, sir.
This is how it will go.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So imagine there is a batch with 50 people and 50 people have 50 different questions. 90% of our interview is cleared. So raising questions is very important here.
So this batch will start with SQL first.
Yes, SQL first.
Hi Mahesh, this is Kalpana here.
Yeah, hi ma'am.
Yeah, actually I have quit my job 14 days back. So I have joined this course in order to gain knowledge on this Power BI and SQL and Azure as well. So do I still need to continue for 4.5 months to get this course done, or is there any way that in order to apply for the job, is there any way that I can?
We can do one thing you can join another batch, which is a mid of completing another batch is there. No, I will give access to that batch as well. Try to complete classes as early as possible. Now SQL is going on. Focus on Power BI lectures with the record. So within 2 months, mostly you can be able to finish the 50 to 60% of classes. Like if you're focusing regular properly.
Okay.
SQL will take almost 22 lectures, right? In between, you can able to finish a Power BI also by focusing daily 3 lectures and practicing as well. Then after 1.5 months onwards, we can focusing on attending interviews.
Okay. So I need to contact you, Mahesh, tomorrow?
Yes. You can call me tomorrow morning after 10:30 or 11 o'clock. If I'm not able to pick, I will call you back by end of the day, sure.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Yeah. If you don't have questions, maybe we can meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.